Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shebo. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Hello, and welcome. I have a cat next to me. I've got Ollie Cat. He's sitting on the desk, wanting attention. Yes, he wants his pets. He wants his pets. Yes, that's my boy. He wants his pets next to me. There he is. Oh, he's happy boy. Yes, he wants his pets. You can see all the mess. That's back there behind me. Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. He's happy. He's happy boy. Now he's grooming. Now he's grooming. So, yes, there's mess. There's mess back there. Not all of which should be there right now. Some of it is recent because I've been pulling out Christmas. I've been pulling Christmas out of storage recently. And yeah, that's a thing. We're also like slightly askew. We're slightly askew. I'm not sure which is askew, whether it's my camera or just the screen itself. I don't know. It's like there's a slight bend up there. So yeah, I pulled stuff out of the closet next to me, and that's all over there now. Yes, Mr. Cat, I know. I know you don't want me to hit you by mistake. Yes, I know. That's my good boy. And we have several Christmas trees now. We have several that I've pulled out. We still need to set things up, but yeah, Christmas is pulled out now. And in fact, yesterday I spent a good section of the day pulling out the bins from our storage closet / garage, because this room is just a converted garage. That was done before we got the house. But on that side of the room, there's a door that leads to a room with a garage door that you can't even open all the way because there's not enough space in the ceiling for it to open all the way. It only opens up like 2/3 the way because there's not enough room, because it's not a big enough area in there. But that's like a storage room. It's like a big walk-in closet, but it's like not like fully sealed. It's not climate controlled either. There's no heating, air conditioning in there. It's just a separate space that I do not believe counts towards the square footage of the home because it's not a finished room. But yeah, we've got bins. We had Christmas in there, and it's like full of stuff normally. Yeah, so pulled out our Christmas stuff yesterday. Also went into the shed for the first time in a while, very long time, to pull some stuff out of there because my mother's former partner, who moved out a while ago, like, God, has it been 2 years at this point? It has to have been. It has to have been. It was over 2 years ago. Like August of year before last is when he left, and he left behind an entire workshop in the shed. And just, he left it. He said, it's ours now, basically. Just all the stuff that's in there. And the stuff he left around the house. He had moved out, went to another place, and now he's moved out of the other places. He's in a different state entirely, so he's just gone. Without any ability to pick stuff up from here. So I was like, I just went through, just pulled out tools. I hadn't been in there a long time. Just finally got around. Go through the stuff. Might sell some of the stuff. Most likely going to sell some of the stuff. There's a whole bunch of as I said, tools. It's like workshop in there. In fact, there's some stuff that I can't move because it's way too big and heavy, like a bandsaw setup, an actual like full tool bandsaw and a full tool drill press from the same company, which each of them I've seen those exact models on eBay sell at like $150 per. It's like, all right, fine, I guess, but. And a giant heavy vise is in there. Really big tabletop vise that you can rotate around. Lots of random stuff. Lots of random stuff, including some pneumatic stuff without an air compressor, because I think he took his air compressor with him. It's because he knew what was actually valuable in there, and he left behind all the stuff that's not as valuable. So it's like, yes, let's take the air compressor and then not take any of the tools that need an air compressor. Because there's a kit that's like pneumatic drills, something like that. There's an airbrush set that a box that I have next to me here. That of course you need air to use the airbrush set. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah. Oh yeah, and there was a pneumatic nail gun, nail and staple combined. It can do nails and staples. Pneumatic though, needs air. Not of use to me without an air compressor. Not gonna get an air compressor for that. So, now I don't need any of that. I don't do that type of stuff. So. Anyway, yeah. What else was in there? No idea that this was in there the entire time. I would have used it last year and the year before. 7-foot Christmas tree, new in box, sealed box, never used. Just a big 7-foot Christmas tree. The only thing about it, I think the reason why we didn't use it prior, or he didn't pull it out for us to use prior, was it's a black Christmas tree. It's not like a green Christmas tree. But it's still a pre-lit Christmas tree. It just happens to be colored black. Fine. I pulled it out and we're going to use it because it's the biggest tree we have. It's got a foot on our other tree. Our other tree that we've been using is a 6-foot tree. This one's 7. And the place that we put our Christmas trees could actually fit something like freaking 12-foot. We could put like about a 3-meter tree in the place where we can put the Christmas trees in the living area. We have a very tall ceiling in that area to fit really big stuff. And the window that we put it in front of, that 6-inch tree, we would have to often even put it on a pedestal, because even the 6-foot tree, it doesn't really look all that large because the window is higher up off the floor, and it's a really big tall window. It doesn't go above the window. You could see the top of the tree, and it makes it look really dinky despite being a 6-foot tree. So hopefully the 7-foot one looks a little bit fuller. Anyway, yeah, so that was excitement, finding a whole bunch of stuff, including 2 polisher sanders in there, 2 electric polisher sanders, like hammer drill, electric hammer drill, various other pneumatic drill type stuff. It's just there's a lot. There's a lot of manual tools in there as well. There isn't just the one big vise. There's a whole bunch of other smaller vise type items, and just there's so many drill bits and sockets and wrenches. It's just so much to go through that it will take ages to actually go through all of it. And he even has there's these big drawers, great big heavy duty metal drawers filled with stuff that I can't open. I'm not strong enough. I have to like actually dig in and pull out the entire unit and try to force it open. I think it's essentially rusted shut. Like I can't, it's not opening. Even my full weight trying to pull the thing open, they're not opening. And they're like, I think they're full of stuff. Random stuff. Like, I have no idea. They got some labels on it. I didn't take pictures of what the labels look like. There's just so much stuff. It's like an entire workshop in there, pretty much. And we need to go through it and get stuff out, ideally. So we can actually have our shed back. That would be nice to have the shed back for other stuff. Because we need to get some of the stuff that's in the house out into the shed. I would like. But anyway, welcome to the stream. That was my day yesterday. Was spent with that sort of stuff and physical things that I did yesterday. Oh boy. On top of the 3D printing things, of course, working with that, trying to come up with new designs and things. Oh yeah, there was even a gavel in the shed. In box with tissue paper, old, aged, well aged. Like a sample that was sent, and it has like a letter talking about the gavel. Hey, Mr. Cat. How nice to see Mr. Cat here. It was like, really? So much random stuff. For reference, he had been a superintendent of, or what even is the proper word? Is it superintendent? What is it? He was the building manager, whatever you want to call it, for the Masonic Temple in Norfolk. He was the person managing the building and operations in the building for the Masons, and he was a Mason, is a Mason. So, yeah. Gavel for free to use by the Freemasons, or for use, I guess, and other folks who need gavels, I guess. Ah, boy. So, stuff, things. Don't know why he left it behind. He left it behind. Whatever reason, it never got used, as far as I can tell. Never got given away to the people who would get these types of things. I am not a member of that society, nor would I ever wish to be. As much as he would hint for me to ask to join, no, not gonna happen. Freemasons are not supposed to recruit people to join. It's you have to request to join. Not happening. No. Not happening, not me. Anyway, stuff. Things. Glorious things. Last time we met in Factorio, we set up... What? What did we set up last time? We set up magnets. We set up Renea. We set up Arcod Propolis. I have not gone and gotten my Renea on the train network yet, so let us begin with this. Let us begin with getting over to Renea. Actually getting all of this finished and set up, because yes, this box is now full. I can head on over there and we can get that set up and done, and stuff can move and all that good stuff. All that wonderful shenaniganery. So what did I manage to do in between streams? Honestly, not much. In fact, I think outside of just waiting around and getting some Fagnots, which I've picked up what I've made of the Fagnots at this point. The only thing that I ended up doing was going over to my automation science and beaconing productivity at automation science. So I'm making like 6+, little over 6 per second of the of our automation science, since I noticed that it was the limiting factor for the rate of my sciences moving. Is it still the limiting factor for the rate at which my science is moving? I believe so. I believe so. In fact, yeah, all of these buildings are taking their sweet time to move. Not all of these buildings can even move just because the belt doesn't move the stuff fast enough. Now, I'm not making 7.5, so the yellow belt is fine here. It's just I think that the rate at which the tech moves is such that having this many is just a bit too much. Having 80 labs here might be a little too much. I don't know, I'd have to go over to check the rates. But anyway, I know that the rate at which I'm providing it is the rate at which we're processing the science, which is exactly where we should be. All right, we need a few of these. In fact, pretty much all of them, I think. I think I need basically all of them to fill up all of this stuff. I'll throw back into the box any that I'm not needing. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the sushi belt now, since ideally we should have all of these buildings moving. Alright, so in between streams we also got the tech for Fagnot upgrades. That finally ticked through a few minutes ago, so now we can go and we can pick option 1, the only relevant option, where we will be able to convert our gas bladders into deuterium and dry gas stream, which dry gas stream is part of helium, which is going to be nice to have. At least I think dry gas stream is part of helium. What is also interesting is that there is raw gas from Fagnots, and it is available to us right now, meaning that we can get natural gas from Fagnots now. And that, I think, is going to be the most ideal outcome here. That is ultimately what is going to allow me to scale Archods, to actually scale Archods. Meow. Ollie, why'd you meow? Why'd Mr. Cat meow? Oh, we've got Christmas Mousy. And it's wet. Ollie. Ollie. Why is Christmas Mousy wet? Why is Christmas Mousy wet? Go get the Christmas Mousy. And he ran after it. Go get that Christmas Mousy. Where's those Renea? Let's get them put away. There you go. So that solves that. The train is moving. And with that train moving, everything will be amazing, awesome, and in fact, Fantastic. Okay, that will mean I will have our crowd propolis. Now, the last thing that we need to get into PyScience 3 is bio ore. And my thoughts for bio ore were that I would set up gas bladders in order to get the propene that I need in here. There are a few steps that need propene, and it would be nice to have a factory that is producing propene specifically out of gas bladders. In fact, a factory that is going to be producing not just propene, but all of the gas bladder products. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go right here. I've got a little setup for a factory already ghost entitied down here, blueprinted. So let's take care of that. Let us take care of that. The cat hath left, so let's also get some vision here. So ideally today we will get through the bio ore and we will set up the factory to make PyScience 3. That is ultimately the goal. What does that do for me in the immediate terms? In immediate terms, not much. Not much. What it does allow me to do is begin the path of researching the electronics tech that is available at Pi 3. There's a lot of things that unlock at Pi 3, but in particular, we need to make our way into advanced electronics. We need this specific technology, and we need to make any prerequisites. We need to make any prerequisites that we can for this. Now, I can see here that low power resistors we will just make. We can make this immediately upon researching this tech. This one, we will need to make magnetic cores. We will need to make magnetic cores for high flux cores. We will have the rest of the stuff for the SMD inductors. For the diode cores, we will need to have tin rare earth alloy available on the network, but that's something that we can just make at any point. What else is relevant here? Is there anything new? Neuromorphic chips will be new and will be required. So that is the, I think, primary thing, as well as, now I'm just looking at the ingredients for these cooling systems, advanced coating. So we've got neuromorphic chips and we've got advanced coating as a requirement. And then whatever we need over here, we will need MSA. We will need, I think I have fiberglass availability at the minimum. And we need heavily p-doped silicon, which needs helium, or cold, clean air, part of helium chain, but yeah. So that is that necessary stuff. The advanced coating needs that stuff, which we have have the ability to get. So yeah, that is, as they say, that. Where's those magnetic cores? Here, they are available to me. Did I even use them for anything? Nen-bit matrix. I will need to make nen-bit matrix, otherwise, and I'll need to make the silver zinc alloy, but I can do that local. This I can just make. We already made that for the magnets. So this stuff is just build it. This is just a build it item. It's just the time it takes to place the factories and such. So a lot of the, fortunately, a lot of the path to getting to the circuit 3s is just going to be build buildings and input stuff that we already have. There's not going to be a ton that is new. MSA will be new and require Aurum, Cadaveric Aurum. So that will be at least something new. This will actually be a supply station. And I'm not supplying solids. I will not supply solids from here. I will only supply fluids, and probably a bunch of fluids. Alright, we need to get a copy of, I think, the AUG one from somewhere or other. If I do a search for caged AUG, it gets me that location, and it gets me this location. Which one would I prefer? I think I would prefer this one, which has the full set of things. Yes. And I'm going to switch the recipe from AUG to Fagnot. We have created our first Archod Propolis. Woohoo. And I'm realizing that, yes, I will need to input something. Here, I will need to input the solid fuel for voiding. Duh. We must void. Thou shalt void. How hard is it to get the proper alignment? That's what I want. Oh, boy. So as I've mentioned with this before, just to reiterate, these recipes don't have productivity effects on the cage output on the uncaging step. So when this recipe ticks over, it does not get affected by productivity. At least it hasn't on any of the other recipes for uncaging, so it is my assumption, based off of the pattern that I have seen thus far, that this does not have a cage output during from productivity cycles. So we need to make sure that we have enough cages actually to get the thing going in the first place, which is interesting, but it is still net positive on cages because this is productive, because this process here is productive. Let's see, so throw in a stack of cages and then find and toss in my alien giraffes. Glorious alien giraffes. It needs to have enough to get to net positive, which, yeah, as you can clearly see, because this doesn't say 50-50, yeah, that's pretty obvious that we don't get the cages. That should be very obvious we don't get those cages. We just get the adults. Yeah, that's enough, I think. I think we've got it. Okay, this will go down. And then we slaughter. Now, I'm going to do the slaughtering separate from this in its entirety. That's why I built this up here in a way, because I'm going to want to have multiple slaughterhouses that are fully beaconed. Ideally. I'm actually going to go over yonder. Those are not Mark II. Those are not Mark II, but you know what? We'll make Mark II. And it will be productive. Alright, Fagnots. Oh yeah, and I guess I also need to toss in all of the other crap for voiding and extend this line out by a lot. By Allet. By the mythical Allet. We must extend this. I hope you've seen the cartoon of the Allet. The drawings. Don't remember the actual source, but it's a thing. Just the joke being, a lot is 2 words. So if it's 1 word, then you have called upon the creature of the mythical Allet. And it is a very common misspelling. Alright, let's see here. With productivity that I have in here, we do get more gas bladders than the creatures we get out. We get out a few extra creatures. The production here is considerable. Well, let's pull these 5. Stick them down here. Get things powered. Think about things for a second. Are we within range of any of those? No. I'm going to be putting the 3, 4, and 5 line, or the 1, 2, and 3 lines of these beacons below, down below things. In fact, even further down below and further over. The 3 line needs to shift over this way so that they're just within range. The 2 line is in a perfect spot. The 1 line needs to shift over to there. And that is that. These need to shift there. And then the 4s. Usually I will do some different things with the 4s. They don't end up here. They don't end up like this because their range is a little too low. I need the 4 and the 5. There's the 4-4. There's the 4-4. So the 4-5 and the 4-4 can exist up here just fine. This is just out of range. This is within range, but this is out of range, and this is out of range. You see, that's the problem that the 4 lines face. So I need to put this down here. I'll put it here, just understanding that it will only impact one other building. They'll all only impact one other building, but when I place this here, I just need to make sure that it's not affecting the next building. Now, fortunately, these buildings are large enough where I can actually keep this pattern. That is fortunate. Very, very fortunate. Now, 3 of these buildings are affected by everything, but I do lose a couple of thingies. Oh, Mr. Cat is back, and he's brought me fa-la-la. You brought me fa-la-la? You brought me the fa-la-la toy? Hey. Hey. What you doing? What you doing? You wanna go get it? Go get it. Off he goes. Off he goes. He brought me fa-la-la, and he threw it at me. He threw it at me. He wanted me to play. Yeah. Yeah, you brought it. You brought it back. Go get it. Mr. Cat wants to play. Alright, we got some 3s. All 3 of these. Move there. Or 70. Okay, there we go. So now we have 4 of these. Taking 0.27. Making 1.52. Yeah, we're going to need some stronger modules over time, I think. But we need to get there first. Yeah, first. Let's do the logistics for this and then consider how big I want to scale this, because it's gonna be a little ridiculous if I do too much more than this. Yeah. Yeah, because the next line I'm gonna have to add the 2 line again. The 1 line is, I think, fine where it is, but I'll need to repeat the 2 line even further down. If I add these 2 here. If I add these 2 here, then yeah, we start to lose 2s, so the 2 line shifts it can't shift there because oh it shifts more. It shifts here. Really? No. You need to hit that. And now what are you missing? The other 3s? The 3-2 and the 3-1? What? You're not missing ones. You're not missing threes. Hello again. Yeah. Fa la la. Fa la 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 la. You like your fa la la? Mr. Ollie. Mr. Ollie likes his fa la la. Oh, that. That would help. Yeah, the 4-4 would help. There we go. Since we're at the limit of the 1-1s, I think that's just what we're going to have. So that'll be 6. 6 for the moment, and I can scale later. That's a few things. Yeah. You want to kill it. He wants to kill it. Yeah. That's fa la la. Yeah, we brought your Christmas toys out. Yeah. You're happy? Happy you got your toys that you haven't seen in a while? There he goes. He's playing. He's biting. Yeah. Okay. Well. Does this add up to more than 30? That is the question. That is the question. 1368, 4.56, 2.28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Times 5. 29.64. Can I show you the 4-way train intersection? My train intersection is the Foundation Rail series from Kano. This intersection, big, giant intersection, you can find as part of a blueprint book set for called the Foundation Rails series. Foundation Buffered. It is the buffered foundation. That's the big one. The small one is just a smaller variant of it. Alright, that's fine, Nekasasu. We can watch whenever you have the time. But we have Cat. We have Cat who wants to play. Go get it. Go get it, Ollie. But yeah, the way that this works is it's called buffered for a reason. Straight traffic can never actually go straight through these intersections to keep the middle area cleared for left-hand turns. In this setup, that's right-hand drive traffic. So anyone who needs to go up has the middle section always cleared, and then anything going straight takes a bit more of a circuitous path, but ideally they don't slow down when they take that more circuitous path like this one is just done to go straight through. Oh boy. All right. This time around, I'm going to use a box buffer to sort and organize. Brain. Meat. Guts. Do you have lard? No. You have skin, bone, cage. Skin, bone, cage, and a gas bladder. Same thing. Actually, that's gonna go down, because that's the intended product. These will be stacked. Whoops. Wrong button. Cages will be brought over, reused. Oh, whoops. There's a comment made on one of the recent streams in the VODs about my nanofibril build, saying how my belt work is magic to them. That they were doing belt braiding, all confident in their belt braiding. And here I am working magic on the nanofibril build. I'm like, well, my thought is that this is the easy part. The belt stuff is second nature to me. I don't see it as magical in any way, shape, or form. But then again, that's probably what makes it magical. Yeah, we'll leave that just the way it is. Move that though. And off they go. This also should not be giving extra cages on productivity ticks. So the slaughtering won't give extra cages, but everything else should. But the process of getting extra caged Vagnant means that I will end up with more stuff. Hey, Mr. Cat. How you doing? What are you doing? Running. Braking. Putting on the brakes real fast. Why are you putting on those brakes? Why are you putting on those brakes super fast, Mr. Cat? You didn't even bring a toy with you this time. What are you doing sliding? Sliding across the desk? What are you up to? What's with this Ollie? With this Ollie cat? And yeah, this may slow down a little until we get more of the cages cycling through. But it will eventually back up. Goodbye, blood. I don't need any of you. Excellent. Alright, then somewhere down here, I need gas refineries. I do hope that I have gas refineries on me. I do. Good. Alright, so we have the ability to make a few things here out of gas bladders. We have acetylene, we have deuterium, dry gas stream, CO2, which I'm not going to do. We have methane, we have ammonia, and we have propene, and we have phosphine. Yay. And we have raw gas. Even better. Now, raw gas to the... So what are we doing after beat pi? I have no idea. Omni pi. Probably very productive, too. So, raw gas processing into natural gas eats a little bit of gasoline, but with all the productivity stuff that we've got going on, I think that's fine. And there's actually what seems to be a decent syngas process here. a decent enough way of getting into syngas by taking gas bladders and processing raw gas to natural gas to syngas, and only good with all the productivity shenanigans and better with the next module stuff. The issue with this phosphine gas bladder is that it doesn't give you phosphorus acid, and I'm actually going to need phosphorus acid soon. That being said, phosphine can directly convert to phosphoric, and that phosphine, we can take our existing builds for phosphine/phosphoric and convert them to output only the phosphorus and do this for the phosphine and phosphoric acids. Anyway, we're starting with propene, and this is gonna eat a bit of gas bladders. I will need to maximize my productivity here as best I can. And I'm doing this within range, ideally, of all the 3, the 2, and the 1 lines. And then all I have to do is add the 4s to this to be up at 470. And that way we can see that the 0.4 gas bladders makes about 80 propene. And if I add a second one of these across the way, that's also going to be 470. Then I'd be up at 160, which is more than I need for the purpose of this build. I can remove that at this point. Yeah, I need actually to have phosphorus acid for the bio ore. So I think this will be okay for now. I would like to have like 1,000 range, but that's a bit high on the gas bladders when we're only getting 2.28, only getting 2.28 from only 0.4 caged Fagnots, when we're making like net 18. So yes, there's room to grow here, but I'm thinking of, oh, this is going to use a lot of power and quite a bit of space with the current strength of our modules. It will be better to get existent amounts of this stuff here and worry a bit more about setting up the gases from gas bladders once I get access to God modules. That will be more ideal than not now. So yes, all of this just for less than 200 propene, for just under 160 propene per second, but that's propene without having to spend anything besides power. No lead cost on this propene, and I will take that any day. S propene D propene. Opti runs, supply, depot, full cargo, circuit condition, go! Be free! Propene. Now, just for reference, that's 35 propene. We would get 30 phosphine. So from this, you know, it's not going to be as much of phosphine. It would be more of ammonia, and it would be a lot more of the methane. But only a a small amount of the deuterium slash dry gas stream. Okay amount of acetylene, though. And then for you, raw gas would be fairly high. So, yeah. Yeah. I think we're good. Of course, with fluids, you can't really see that it's outputting the amounts. You have to watch the pipes and see that it spikes every time there's a productivity tick on the pipes. All right, that is done. Propene is finished. So now we can work directly on our Ollie. Ollie. Ollie, careful. Don't take the curtains down with you when you fall off the edge of the window. Okay, he hath recovered. Hey baby. He almost fell off the windowsill. He slid off and caught himself and was like kitty burrito inside of the curtain briefly. And I was like, oh, please don't take your full weight on the curtain on that hanger. It would end up ripping the curtain rod off the wall as well as rip the curtain. We don't have that many. I don't even know. I don't think we even have any extra of that curtain section. Curtains are expensive, as well as the rods to hang them on. If you weren't aware, I remember when I was helping move into this house. That was a very expensive trip to the store. To where did we go? Where did we go? It was a Bed Bath and Beyond, I think, is where we went, and we got curtain rods and curtains. Yeah, that was a expensive trip to there. I think that was a 4-figure trip. I think that was a 4-figure expense on that day. Just for curtain rods and curtains for all of the windows in the house. I think it was something like that. Because it's not just the curtain rods, it's the curtain rods, the curtain rod ends, and all of the curtain section stuff. Actually, no, that wasn't. I am misremembering. I am misremembering. I'm pretty sure that was just for the curtain rods and their end pieces. I don't think we actually got the curtain sectionals from there. Those sectionals were the actual curtains were purchased online. I think that the curtains were purchased online. I say sections because these are not like one big piece to fit the windows individually. It's literal just individual sections of curtain, and each window generally has 2 of these, and you can push them to the side. They are not Venetian blinds. They're not that. They're not cheap. They are actual curtains. But yeah, that was a very expensive trip to the store just to get the rods and the end pieces with the mounting hardware that's included with the rods. And then guess who did the work of installing all of them everywhere in the entire house? That was me. That was me. I had insisted that we get tools to do this type of work and other work that needed to be done when we moved into the house. And I did get those tools that I needed, and I did the work. to this day, I still think we shouldn't have gotten this specific house. I don't think my mother made a good decision when buying this house. This specific house, I think she should have bought a different house. Any of the ones that I picked out to look at would have been good. This was not on that list of stuff that I was looking up and doing research and taking lots of my own time to do online research to see what was available and open for sale at the time. None of which, as far as I'm aware, she actually went and she looked at. So there went all that work for jack all. If I was physically here to help go through that process, I would have immediately seen the issues with this house and just put hard no, don't do it. It's a trap. She did it anyway. And by the time I got here and was looking in, the house was already closed. Like, great. Thanks. Thank you so much for that. She bought it because the kitchen was nice. And that was it. She said the kitchen was nice. Okay, none of the outlets had 3 sockets. Or three prongs in the outlets. None of them had 3 prongs. Well, a couple, a few. The kitchen. The kitchen. The rest of the house, not really. Not the vast majority of them had 3 prongs, which is big flashing glaring red warning sign saying, please God, no. Like I took one look at the electric situation and I was like, no. I was hard red lights flashing in my brain the moment I saw the outlets in the actual rest of the house. Like, what did you do? Like, why did you do this? You know that this is a problem. Why did you do this? Yeah, and then of course I'm going through and I'm doing these upgrades to these outlets to make them grounded outlets. And of course the wiring doesn't have a ground wire in the walls. Of course there's no ground wire in the walls for the vast majority of the outlets. This room does, because this room was converted later to be from a garage to a room. So this room has a grounded outlet, actual grounded outlet. Anyway, I need to build stuff. Let's build things. Let's break things down. I need to put in the, I need to decide if I want chelators. I think I do. Choose an unrestricted item. I think is that. All right. Actually, before we do this, I need to get the phosphorus acid and vinyl acetate onto trains. So I think over here, where is vinyl? That's organic acid anhydride, actually. Where is... Mark 1? I'm sorry, Mark 1? Is that EVA? That would be EVA. Okay, that's where we're going then. And we are upgrading that to Mark 2 with productivity. And I'm getting that on trains. that propene? No, that's ethylene. Probably going to beacon as well. At least the 5 line. So yeah, my solution was I had to, like, find the start of each circuit line to replace the outlet at the start of each circuit line with a GFCI outlet, so that that's how we're getting the ground protection for the rest of the outlets on the line. And I had to put stickers on all the rest of the outlets when I replaced them with 3-prong outlets to say that they are GFCI protected and they're not actually grounded. That was my solution, cheapest solution to the problem of there not really being ground wires in the walls. Ah, boy. And I didn't replace all of the outlets in the house. There were some that I just didn't, others that weren't necessary. But yeah, for the most part, I replaced big chunk. The big project was for the spot where we had like the home entertainment system stuff. That was a bit more of a project because I had to, what I had wanted to do was replace an outlet location with a double outlet. So I had to remove the previous box. So I had to cut out the previous box, which was metal. Thank God I have a reciprocating saw. Thank God I have a reciprocating saw. With metal blades for it. Metal cutting blades for it. So that got the old box out, got the new 2 double box in, and up the wall so we could wall mount the TV with an additional outlet box, recessed outlet box, up above for the TV. So I installed the recessed outlet box with some HDMI pass through down the wall as well. Did HDMI, like, is that really how I did it with this TV? I have to think. It was dumb because when we bought this TV, I didn't even realize that it had a like separate box interface that had all the HDMI outlets on it. And it's like, what am I going to do with this separate box? Like, what? Anyway, get down here, upgrade all these things. Add modules. And at least beacon. 5. Yes, you affect both. That helps a little. Overflow. But what I had wanted there was not just the spot for that, like the power for that, and like an HDMI pass-through to go from the top to the bottom so that we don't have wires that you can see from behind the TV. Was also Ethernet. Little keystone jacks for each of these things. Have a keystone for the HDMI and a keystone for the Ethernet back there, with a wire behind the wall down to below where there's a separate, completely separate low voltage section that's quite wide. It's quite a big hole that I put in there with a big faceplate that includes the HDMI, that includes the an Ethernet as well, and that's for hooking up into the big receiver, AV receiver. That should sit below the TV, so you have the receiver's connections to get to the TV going, but ultimately behind the wall, but it plugs in to actual spots on the wall, and then that goes up to the TV, so you don't see any of the wires behind the TV. I had grander plans than just that. My grander plans included doing that for the full audio setup as well. So I also have banana plug spots for all of the audio stuff. Not banana plug spots, but they're RCA style plugs for all of the audio setup, so that the receiver could plug the audio system, just plug the audio stuff into the wall, and from the wall it goes to all of the speakers. Didn't do it. Ultimately did not do that. And I was planning to have potentially surround sound set up in there, but yeah, I'd have to drill through concrete down at the bottom to go under the flooring. So that went out the window. My intent was that all of it would go down below, because that section of the house has a crawl space under it. And I saw it was concrete, and I noped the hell out of that idea very quickly. Would have been a nice thing to have, but no. Still got the keystone stuff sitting there, so we have all the plugs for RCA stuff sitting there. It's just they're not hooked up to anything behind them. But at least it looks okay, even if it isn't connected to anything. Fluid count of the vinyl. You know, I wish that this fluid count included the anything signal. I wish this had the anything signal. I don't really know why it doesn't. It's sort of weird that it doesn't. Let me just it would be so much easier to set up fluid trains with limits, and solid trains, frankly, with limits, if I could just set the any signal, because I don't really care. Most of the time, I don't care what's in it. I just want to have it go when it has a certain amount of stuff in it. This is especially true with fluids. And I don't want to have to keep defining what the fluid is. It doesn't matter what the fluid is, just as long as there's not X amount of fluid. I do still want to have the ability to choose the fluid. Yes, that's still something that should be there. It's just we should also have the anything in that list. And it's super weird that it's not. Alright, we're heading back. We have vinyl acetate provided on the train network. Actually, I need to go and get phosphorus now, don't I? That would be better from phosphine. So let me go over to phosphine. and overflow phosphorus. There we go. Overflow phosphorus acid. Because we need the Z3 reagent. And this is the, of the two factories, this is the factory that makes more phosphorus acid. The other one that makes phosphoric acid actually does not have as much phosphorus because it's converting all of the phosphine into phosphoric acid at a 3-to-1 ratio. So it doesn't need as much of the input of phosphorus acid. Whereas up here in this factory, I'm actually dumping all of the phosphoric acid and I need as much of the phosphine out as possible. Now, all of this can be deleted thanks to the gas bladders, and I can replace this entirely with gas bladder stuff. I actually have to look up again what my production here is of the phosphine. It's 100. It's 100 phosphine. In this build, off of 70 phosphorus acid. Right. That can easily get replaced. I just called this phosphine, didn't I? And when I was doing all that electrical work, I was pretty good at making sure that all of the that the breakers were flipped for whatever I was working on at the time. But because there's always a but. Yeah, that's there. I did get electrocuted. Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, I did turn off the circuit I was working on until I found out the hard way that there was an outlet that was not on the same circuit that I was replacing. Yeah, so in one of the upstairs bedrooms, in the upstairs bedrooms, there's an outlet that has its own dedicated circuit. One outlet in a bedroom with its own dedicated separate circuit, all on its own for no apparent reason. That I found out the hard way was on its own separate circuit. This is why you need to always check each and every outlet before you start working on it, even if you know that you flipped the breaker to that section. Ooh. That was scary. It was scary. It was like, why do I feel like I'm licking a 9 volt? Why does my hand feel like it's licking a 9 volt? Oh. 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 That's not good. It's a little more than 9. Little more than 9 volts going through my hand. Making my hand buzz. Like, why is my hand buzzing? Oh. That's why. You're touching live and neutral at the same time. Touching the, I was touching the screws on the back, because we've got... In the United States, our outlets are different from Europe. When we... Our outlets have a live and a neutral wire on the back that, generally speaking, get wrapped around screws that go to the live and neutral lines. Some of them you can just push the thing in, but don't trust that. So the wires were around that, and it was live. I was pulling out the outlet so that I was preparing to unscrew the screws to replace the outlet with a 3-pronged outlet, and yeah, it was live. It was live. Went through my thumb through to my ring finger. Made me buzz. Made the hand buzz for a bit. Okay. We are ready to set up the bio-ore factory. Now that I have these things available to me. Now there's a couple things in here that I will still need to break down. Why does that say bio-oil? Oh. Alright, well, that's another thing. Okay. Alright, that's another thing. At least this one's fast. I need to get to my optical sets, because that uses boron trioxide, right? Yeah. Optical sets. Where are you? It's one of these. This one? Yes, this one. Okay. I'm going to optical sets because it's easier to do this here, to add in a rare earth input, and then just add an additional glassworks building. I should be carrying Mark II glassworks buildings, and I can like productivity this, all of everything here, but it may not be necessary. And I need a supply station as well. And name D quartz tube. So we need quartz tubes so that I can set up bio-ore, and I haven't done quartz tubes yet. It needs a silicon carbide and dried biomass, but that's the easy part. That's from Green Sick. I think I may already have that on the train network. But yeah, this is just from biomass, ultimately. Does anything have biomass as a byproduct? Oh, that does. That's why. It does need net in. But we bring in Kikalk anyway. So there we go with that. Really don't know why it resets each time. Like, you do not need to reset. If an unrestricted item is no longer is no longer needed to be in this list, remove it and leave everything else the hell alone. Leave everything else. Why would you completely reset the entire selection of unrestricted items when one of the items no longer is unrestricted or no longer needs to be defined in that list? Just remove that one thing. Why would you remove all of the things? Just remove the one thing. Remove it and leave everything else the hell alone. Like, you've gone and you've rewritten the back end and you didn't do that change? What? Why? Why you no do this obvious thing? Oh, did I? Interesting. You. Those. Productively. Okay. That is, as they say, that. I'm not going to make any other changes here. Yeah, not right now. I'm not going to do any other changes here. That will wait until I have... That will wait until I have the better modules. Cool. Always finding more things to delay me today. But hey, at least now we know that even if I had extended the stream by an hour last time, that, yeah, there was a 0% chance that I would have finished with the bio ore. I would have been lucky to have gone through some of these things. Even just some of them. Alright, chelators. Chelators are best through moss and seaweed. So that is what I will do. Does not need the beacons for any of this, yeah. Speaking of which, it's still not saving the beacons setups. The beacon setups, I am explicitly defining this module here, and yet every single time I reload the game, it's gone. Like, what the hell? I thought you fixed that. Clearly, you haven't. Clearly, it was some other thing that was wrong they fixed. Alright, get rid of that. So that's not gonna matter. Honestly speaking, very little of this matters. Besides the end. That's the build. Yes, it increases the numbers a little bit, but not by much. Not by much at all. All right, we need a bigger space for the sheer size of the train station here. So I'm gonna have to build this probably here so that I have a lot of room for train station. Speaking of, it's not as big as this because I don't actually need the quartz tubes here. The tailings will get made out of tar. Nitrogen will be made on site. And don't need an input. This will be made on site. This will be made on site. My alarm has gone off, indicating that it is in fact time to take a break. Does something else? What? Huh? Huh? Oxygen. I don't have benzene on the train network. I'm making tailings here, so it's probably in my best interest to not add those 2 extra items, since I'm getting tailings here anyway. That shrinks the number of inputs necessary. Raw coal. No. Wood stacks. Wood stacks, yes. I don't do sulfur. That's out of Fawagi. And Fawagi is definitely a local item. I'm going to finish this plan, this build, to get a accurate idea of how much stuff I need here. Did I ever put that on the train network? I forget. Looks like I do need coal as coal, which is interesting. But that's out of wood. I can do that without byproducts here. The wood is, stacked, so we just destack it. This is a general, better idea of what we need here. I guess I'll put cobalt extract on the network. Okay. Yeah, that I guess I will do if I haven't already. Did I end up doing that? Nice eye. I have not. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go here and I'm going to overflow void Nisai to get a consistent supply of cobalt extract, of net positive cobalt extract. And probably just send this straight in there as well, because I don't need this as an input anymore with Nisai being here like this. But it is time. We are halfway through the stream. It is time to take a brief break. I will be back in just a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back, folks. Okay. So as it turns out, we have one last thing to put onto the train network before we can start setting up the bio-ore factory. Which, once we get to the point of setting up the bio-ore factory, it's going to be going very, very, very quickly. I don't need to worry so much about the amount of time it will take to set up this factory, because it's just place a bunch of buildings, do some logistics, and that's it. Import some stuff. Now, did I provide carbide? Silicon carbide? Is that what I provided? Yes, that is what I provide on the train network, so we're good on that front. So I think I have, / will have, all of this stuff available for my trains to bring in. I'm pretty sure. Including creosote, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's really what I needed to do, is make sure that I have all this stuff on and available for on the train network. So we're gonna copy this, paste up here. I think that's closer than what it should be, but whatever. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, do that, do this. Here. This that way. Left. Prioritize left. Thanks. Only void the excess. Only void the excess, please. Only void the excess, please. But yeah, as you can see, there is a 50% chance every single time that the productivity tick ticks to get cobalt extract, 2 units of cobalt extract. Every time the productivity tick happens, which is a few times per cycle. We have 470% productivity, so that productivity tick happens, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 70%. 4 times and 70% every cycle, you get a productivity tick, which, yeah, it gives 4 point whatever of the cobalt extract, of which 2 gets used, so we get like 2-ish cobalt extract net for free, little over 2 for free in excess. So combining this guy up here and this couple over here into this guy, and yeah, we're good. Yes, cobalt extract. We're good for now. D cobalt extract. I will want a better dedicated build. You absolutely hate smeltable ores as byproducts. Ha. Ha. I would say that I hate smeltable ores as byproducts if you refuse to get rid of them through voiding. When refusing to void, that's only when it's a problem. Otherwise, just void them. Unless you're at a point where you can't void, for whatever reason. Under what circumstance are you getting ores as byproducts? Because cobalt extract is not a ore. I mean, lots of things have stone as a byproduct, but eh. Now the unique thing here is that it returns itself as a it returns an ingredient as a byproduct, 50%, but it's not like we haven't seen that before with the lamps. Oh yeah, cobalt extract is it is definitely a manufactured product. At least what I would consider a manufactured product. It is not a base ore resource. God, I wish it was. I really wish we could mine cobalt to make cobalt extract, but nah, that's not a mineable resource. Oh boy, am I ever so slightly hopeful that you know, since the base game is going to be getting tungsten in the update, I hope there's more than just the tungsten and calcite coming on those other planets, and I do hope at least one of them has cobalt. I'm hoping that they'll add cobalt and nickel and maybe chrome, maybe zinc. Maybe we'll get a bunch of the other pi ores, but I'm hoping for them adding some ores that are actually not in pi. That would be interesting. Also interesting that they would add tungsten and then not things like nickel and the some of the other things like lead. It's like, why no lead? Actually, like actually, why no lead? Yeah, but DLC expansion, adding more to the later phases of the game. Like the very foundation of this expansion is counter to their new player experience ethos. And a lot of their decisions that they've made for the content of the expansion is counter to new user experience ethos. Like the entire existence of the quality mechanic goes against their ethos for new player experience. Oh boy, bio ore. This is the factory. S bio ore. I know there's a dash, but whatever, I don't care. D bio ore. And don't forget, once we get this factory, we have to do the actual Pi 3 factory, and I did set up the Negasium, so we can actually get rid of this, that, and that. So this is the Pi 3 factory that will exist as the Pi 3 factory. I'll need to make the flavonoids local with the doohickeys. Not that recipe, thanks, but no, that one. that is the one. Probably doesn't even need those. Yeah. Yeah, that's the Pi 3. That makes an entire Pi 3 for these costs. Just need to import these things, which I should have all of them. So really, this is the big factory on here. Did I define cobalt extract? Probably not. Now, what will we work on once I get cobalt extract? Oh boy, that's a great question. And once I get my Pi 3 online, because I have to wait for techs to happen once I get Pi 3. Ooh boy. Well, ideally, I'll have the game run during that period of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. $11 fluid train stops. And then $14, $15 solid train stops. I would like to stick to the rails as much as possible, but it's just that it's not the moment I get Pi 3 that is going to mark the transition to the bot stuff. It's going to be the moment I get the God modules, most likely. Once I get God modules, a lot of stuff can be done in the big mall area. Like, the whole base can be compacted into this space. Like, all this distributed stuff, once I get access to the God modules and eventually even the Bob Beacon 3s, yeah, the entire base can probably fit in here. Just to be clear, the entire base could likely end up fitting in here, but I'm still gonna have trains of things. A lot of the newer stuff might just end up being in the mall. Anyway, 15 of this. That's 8, 9, 10, and 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I imagine that at some point I will transition most of the stuff to just being bot-based. I would like to have the next level of bots, though, before I attempt to do that. Having only the level 1 robots is not good enough, honestly. Even though I have like 15,000+ of them, it's just not going to be high enough throughput at the current level of the robots, I need level 2s. Which would require setting up super steel and having Mark II fuel rods for the super steel and advanced coating and then slash containers for the super steel. Okay, so that should be the train station. It's a bit large, and that's okay. And that is completely fine. Where do we even begin with this? Because there's a lot of steps here. Well, let's just ignore the train station logistics for now. Walk a little bit further away so I have room for what will essentially become a localized domain bus. And let's start with the obvious of the Fawagi plantations. Way down here. So I need 9. I only need the 1 spore collector for that. I will try to do this as quickly as possible. And get this done as quickly as possible so I can set up the other station for the Pi 3. So that's those. I need them specifically for this. It needs to combine with wood. So I have to bring the wood down here. If I'm bringing the wood down here, then the next thing is you. After destacking. Are they needed together? Sulfur and coal? Yes, actually. Yes. Yes. Now, I am realizing that I could have saved 2 entire things here, or at least a bit of infrastructure work in here. I don't think it would have saved any train station inputs. In fact, I would have added a train station input to add carbonyl sulfide, because I am making carbonyl sulfide at another location for rayon. It is needed for rayon, and that's where I have it, and I could have overflow voided that onto a train. But it wouldn't have helped at all here, besides cut out this infrastructure. And only this infrastructure. Now, it does not make sense to run the belt for further along than I absolutely have to. Bring in the propene. And we'll bring in the wood. Propene! Beep-beep-bean. Among the stuff that I pulled out from the garage yesterday was a 3-pound ball-peen hammer. Which is convenient because I don't actually have one in here that was mine. So it's like, okay, well, thanks. It's mine now. Okay. Next. That covers that part. Yeah, I have to get rid of byproducts too, so it's a good thing I have the wood. Next is gonna be this. For the nitrogen. There we go. That's the nitrogen. Next. I didn't... Did I? Oh. I make more CO2 than I use through this enriched biomass thing. I'm like, why do I not have a CO2 moondrop here? It's like, oh, it's because it's not actually necessary. We will do this next. This is making the tailings from tar. Next up is tar. Tailings with soot that needs to be destroyed. There's the wood. It's on its way. The tailings are needed as tailings. There is a muddy sludge output from something in here. Ah, the end. That explains things. I'm not going to be reusing the muddy sludge, so I'll need to make some of that. Cold water slurry. Okay. Into benzene. And only benzene. Next, slaked lime. Shall I slake my lime? I think I shall slake my lime. That needs the oxygen first from you. I overproduce oxygen, so I have to overflow vent. And vent. That. Alright, seaweed. seaweed and solid fuel. The seaweed needs to be destacked. And I need to remember to set this to 1000. I remembered. There shall be no claiming that I did not remember to do that. Oh, you know, it would be nice if things had power. Okay, do I want to bio oil first? Or do I want to biomass first? I think I want to do this as I've done it in this list. Although I will switch the chelators to be after the bio oil. So we'll do the bio oil related things first, and that means getting an input of kickalc for biomass, shoving biomass into my pulp mill here, shoving that into you. You output a return. Oh no. Oh no. Please tell me. Please. Please. Please do that. Please do it. Please, God, do it. Do it. I dare you. I dare you. Do it. I know you can do it. Do it. Do I have any kickalc on me? Box. Do it. Do it, I dare you. Come on. I dare you. It's a 20%. I need to I need the productivity here to get a better idea. I am checking if this 20% for the powdered biomass actually occurs with the productivity. If it does, it did not happen that time. But I'm gonna get my productivity in here. I'm gonna do it. I need to know. I must know. If after 5 productivity ticks it does not give me the fine powdered biomass, then I'll know that it does not give me the powdered biomass or the biomass, then I'll know that it's only going to work on the primary output, which is great, actually, which is fine. And it looks like that is the case. I am not seeing the productivity ticks giving me either the biomass or the powdered ever. Yeah, I'm not seeing it ever. So that's what I wanted to check. That is what I wanted to check, just to be crystal clear on the mechanic. I don't need this then. The input of the powdered biomass does not matter to me. Does it have a fuel value? Yeah. So I will void both the things. I'm just going to put down like a single doohickey. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Boilers, oh boilers. We need to destroy some stuff. Dry it, and then this guy. And then there was this thing. This is what takes in nitrogen. Where's the nitrogen? There it is. Quartz tubes, silicon carbide. And that is bio oil. Not quite, because I do have to... I imagine that this is not productive either. It's not showing me the quartz tube. It's only showing me 0.1 here. If I add the beacons, it's still requiring quartz tube inputs, so I believe that this is telling me that it is not affected by the productivity. That does complicate matters, though. I'm going to have to use an inserter here. And this should function properly. Alright, so that's the bio oil part of the chain. Then we're doing this guy. It needs the seaweed and it needs moss. That makes the chelators. I bring in guar. Guar. Okay, we are ready for the phyto mining, making zinc enriched biomass, niobium enriched biomass, and aluminium enriched biomass. Where shall we begin? With the Grodd step. Please tell me I'm carrying around buildings. How about these buildings? Okay, I got some of those. Do I have those? Yes. I apparently don't have any Grodd on me. So I'll need to get some Grodd and Guar. So let's go and get Grodd and Guar. That is the bulk of the factory, actually. Be sure. Yeah, it's not too bad for the rest of this. There's quite a bit of pipe logistics, but item logistic wise, it's not too much. And so if I had a Zipper setup, I could have taken a Zipper upgrade that would allow me to get, I think it's the enriched ash. One of these ashes from Zipper by burning Zipper. The thing is, because it's done in a burner, it's not subject to productivity on that recipe as part one of this. And doing it this way is still pretty cheap. Phyto mining in and of itself is not particularly expensive, so it's not really saving much besides a bit of complexity here. If I had Zapier already made and provided on the train network, it would be something I would have considered doing, but since I don't, it would have taken longer to set that up to get Zapier for the ash than it would have taken to do this. So I've just done it this way because of that. But yeah, definitely had I had it, it would have saved all of the inputs for the phyto mining. So it would have prevented me, I would have not needed moss, I would have not needed seaweed, I think. Would have depended upon where the slaked lime comes in. But I definitely would not have needed moss for chelators. I would not have needed the muddy sludge inputs. I would not have necessarily needed tailings unless getting benzene that way. I would not have needed Grodd at all. I would not have needed the Guar at all. I would need the Kickalk for the bio oil. So it just would have saved a little bit of the building complexity, but not a ton. So yeah, I don't have the Mark II Guar beans. I do have the Mark 1s though, and they're bringing them to me. Let's get some radars in place so that I have, you know, a bit of vision of things. That would be great without having to need clear skies of peace, because that does affect my performance, my game performance. So all that's moving. That's good. I've got that going. I've got this filled with tailings. This is full of benzene. So let's get that benzene there. Benzene's good. Slaked lime is good. Bio oil is good. It's getting made. Chelators are getting made. Got the guar. Got the guar buildings. I need grod. Now, I may have some in a chest over here. Did I toss away my guar? I mean grod. Into any of these chests. There's some zip here. Not seeing it in those chests. So maybe among this mess, but it will be far faster. Uh-oh. I guess I picked some stuff up. By mistake. Whatever. Grod. Take me to bedding. Give a box. Box. I should be running out of fuel relatively soon. Okay, we have 40 minutes left. Depending on the current state of the inputs for this, we might see Pi 3. We might see it physically. I believe I'll have the time to set up the Pi 3 factory. And put the requests in and do the logistics. It's gonna depend upon whether or not the ingredients have created enough at this point to move the trains, for the trains to move with them. But I do need to hurry up if we're gonna end at our normal time. Unless you extend the stream an hour, in which case then we'll definitely have time. And then some. All right. I need that grod. That should be plenty. And we can head on back. Just to check. Guar. Yeah, that's also what I thought. The guar is actually up there, is it not? Where is the guar? Here? Yeah, nearby. Somewhat. Actually, what am I doing? What am I doing? No. Just go back. I literally request guar at my factory. I can just take some. Just take some from the belt. And I'm literally requesting the grod. I didn't need to go here at all. All I needed to do was pick up the factories, the buildings. Request the garage. Oh, wait. Stop. Go back. Go back. I literally just realized the issue. I don't put grot on my trains currently. I don't actually put grot on 2 trains. That's the issue. There is no grot. Great. That could have been a problem. Yeah, get thee back. Over to here. I should not have gotten out of the train at that location, but, well. Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, I would still say to output priority to here for the dried grod, but overflow the rest down. I'll scale that later, because I will need, well, I don't need that much, but I do need existent. Now we go back. Just getting the skeleton placed of what will be the rest of the factory here. Yeah. The rest is logistics and minor adjustments in spacing and all that good stuff. Good. At least I don't think I missed anything there. And yeah, just so we're aware, Pi 3 is probably just going to be right here on the other side of the street. Don't get hit. Oh, look, Guar. Oh yeah, I need money sludge. That's the other key thing that I need. Sludge. Soil. I don't even need 50. Yeah. Okay, keyvators are here. There we go. We'll have the neobium enriched biomass outputting there. Let's see, we've got this guy inputting here. This guy inputs up here. This output can just go over this way. Oops. Off by one. I'm... Snarl. So, I have had the copy-paste modules mod for a while. And the problem with it is that I have to relearn how I do things, which takes a very long time. So to get around this bug with the base game, and yes, I will refer to it as a bug until the end of time or until they fix it, admit that it's a actual problem, because they don't admit that it's an actual problem currently, despite it being reported as an issue. Yeah, it puts the modules in the inventory slot when you actually want to put it into the module slots, if the ingredients are the same as the module requests. This affects the vanilla game when you are trying to put level 1 speed modules into a factory that is making level 2 speed modules. For example, that is the case in which that will happen. I guess it could also, well, modules don't take productivity under normal circumstances in the vanilla game, so this would be an issue when trying to add level 1 speed modules into module slots of a building making level 2 speed modules, where it's also got the level 1 as a ingredient. If you are going to try to click to add, if you have the stack in your hand and you go to click to add, it will add it to the inventory and not to the module requests. If you're using nanobots, it will add it into the inventory of the building and not into the module slots. Anytime that case happens, because it's not defaulting to the module slots, it's defaulting to the inventory slots for that action. Robots will do it. If you have the robots, your robots will fulfill the request without putting it into the inventory slots. So the robots are fine. The robot command is fine. The issue is the hand placement command not being fine. Which is what Nanobots uses for some reason. Alright. I need to request Grodd. I am getting worried about time. This uses tailings. Alright, that should be... what I need here. Tailings line. It's just a lot of time is going to be spent on logistics here, and there's not much I can do about that. Oof, I've ended up goofing. Go. Alright. Grodd is here and online. This stuff just gets voided. Okay, next up is the steel. That's all of those. We can see the top of the list! Oh my god. What is this shenaniganery? We can actually see the top of the list. Steel plates. That was not steel, that was super steel. I said steel plates. Okay. That's all of the infrastructure for the rest of the factory in place, at least theoretically. I think. Did I just skip the fact that I need a leaching station here? Okay. Alright. I need the thingies for something or other. I need you, and you. I need a singular thingy. Yeah, I need a moondrop greenhouse. Moon. Need 1.6. I think I got enough. Hydro gen. And the propene. Propene, I'll start bringing up from there. If I can. Lots of pipe logistics here. As I've stated, this is going to take a bit of time just to do the pipe logistics. It's very unfortunate. All these trees must die. Must kill trees. And this is also propane. Okay, that's the N-butanol. Finished. Next is the acrolein. And you're going to need chromium. And that'll be the acrolein. Where's that going? Here. Next up is this guy. We need silver and plastic. And we need water. All right, 2 fresh items. We need hot air. Is hot air used just the 2 times? Yes, it's just the 2 times. So we need hot air and we need acetylene, and I think the acetylene's only used the once. So just gotta bring these 2 buddies over. Acetylene is on the left. Hot air. Acetylene. I guess I just don't have enough trains. I know I have enough acetylene. All right, plastic and silver plates. And that is the acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is sent directly up into pyridine. We need cobalt extract added to this, as well as the ammonia. So cobalt extract and ammonia. Cobalt extract comes first. And then the ammonia. Oh boy. That will be this guy. We'll go here. Yeah. And I believe that's the only ammonia spot. That'll be the pyridine. So this is U. Ammonia. You know what? I'm going to get the remaining requests in for the boric acid. The phosphorus acid. The methanol. The sulfuric. The creosote. And the vinyl acrylate. Or acetate, excuse me. Vinyl acetate. So that way I don't have to go and put those requests in. When I'm operating up here, I just have to run the belts. So the next step is TBP. It needs the barrels. This just needs to get this stuff brought in once it arrives. We need the N-butanol. Getting made down here. I need the phosphoric acid, and I need the benzene brought in. So, benzene over here. Seems I have a line until there. Until there. And then phosphoric acid. I love pipe logistics. Don't you love pipe logistics? I love pipe logistics. They're so great. They're fantabulous. What is this? Oh, that. So this is the phosphoric. Line. That is TBP. Send that out. Alright, this needs pressured air. Why do I not pressured air on my hotbar? I don't know. I should, maybe. Unless I'm just blind. Wouldn't put it past me. You. Vent, out, out. Fine. Dang. I don't know if I'll have time to do the logistics for the Pi 3. That utterly blows. I will try. Too far. Too far, buddy. You've taken it too far. Okay. That makes enriched ash. Water. Destroy. Figure out a pathway to bring up sulfuric acid. Looks like that line was actually clear. My god. That is processed ash. Combined with TBP. As well as slaked lime and bio oil. What is this one? Slaked lime and bio oil. Slake my lime. Please slake it. Bop, 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 bop. Phenol. Nexalit. And creosote. Oh, hey, there's the substrate. It's already moving. Cool. Creosote. Oh God. You. We need the methanol. We need the phosphorus acid. And we need carbonyl sulfide. Oh God, Z3 reagent. Oh boy. And the vinyl. Boogers. Boogers. The vinyl. The vinyl. That is not the correct line. No. Vinyl. Yes. Yes. Only problem is that needs to be separated a little bit. And I need the productivity shenanigans. We need shenanigans. Bling! Created the first bio ore. Great. Wait, what? What? Thought I had the 4 line copied, but apparently not. F it, we're Pi 3ing today, and I don't care how long it takes me. We must Pi 3. At this point, it is just a train station with flavonoids, and that's fine. God, this took forever, and I'm sad. But we will end as soon as I get Pi 3. The build set up for it anyway. That's awkward. SD full cargo circuit condition auto magic. Oh, it's not. It's not hyphenated. What? I thought it was hyphenated. All right, then. I'll take it. We're building this right over here. We are now ready for Pi 3. There it is. We need what? We need seaweed plus the other stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 inputs. Seaweed. $1,000. Magnets. Moss. Weird that it needs moss, but whatever. Also need to remember to do the 1,000 on the moss. Prop bolus. Oh, I didn't define it. Okay. Great alien samples. Nanofibrils. Negasium. Paragen. Mechanical part 2s. Bio ore. I miscount. No. Acrylic. Diamond. And glassware. Let me define. That. I should have it. Yeah, it's on its way. Okay. Phew. Two. One. One. Make the magic happen. What's this? Bio ore, right. Of course it's gonna wait a bit on the bio ore. Okay. All that's left is the bio ore, which is not moving. Due to just, oh, partly because I only have one of those moving. Great. Okay, the bio ore has returned to moving, but I'm going to send it now. And just in time. Just in time. That is gonna be the Pi Science 3. Bio ore should be coming. There it is. There's that delivery of the bio ore. We need 2. You're missing a dude. You're missing dudes. Okay. Now you can run. You have my permission. 470%. Hallelujah. Pi Science 3 now exists. Gosh, that's a mission. That one's a big pain in the butt to get through. But we did it. We got through Pi 3. Oh, goodness. When we return, work shall begin on getting neuroprocessors. What do we need for that? Well, glad you asked. The answer is paramagnetic material. And that's it. The answer is we have everything / the ability to get everything, and the only new thing is paramag, which is a little bit more complex because it eats myoglobin, which is meat, urea, powdered phosphate, and cyanic. So that is the newest thing. That is the only like real major thing. We will work on getting into neuromorphic chips next time. Data array productivity plus empty chip productivity sort of makes this a lot easier. But yeah, work on that. Then heavy p-doped silicon. Then work will begin directly towards our circuit 3s. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching today. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave likes, leave comments, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, hit the notification bell, consider becoming a member of the channel on YouTube. if you're so inclined and able. Hit that great big blue join button. If you're on Twitch, you could always subscribe and not see any ads anymore, or get Twitch Turbo and not have to see any ads anymore, and get YouTube Premium and not see any ads anymore across the whole site. And it'll still support me. I will be back with more on Thursday. I hope to see you all then.